Sharia in Texas and the 9/10 prophecy. It's 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV. 5 things you need to know in about 10 minutes for Monday, September 15th, 2025. I'm Derek Gilbert. Item number 5 today, Charlie Kirk. The reaction to the assassination of Charlie Kirk last Wednesday has really shone a light on where we are as a nation and how divided we are as a nation. It's been rather shocking seeing the number of people who felt comfortable in publicly celebrating the assassination of a 31-year-old loving husband and father whose only crime was going to college campuses and engaging in debates with people who shared different ideas, because his belief was that when we stop talking is when violence happens. Well, he was effective in doing what he did, as I shared with you last week. And I can't say how much of this is due to Charlie Kirk, but the shift from Democrat to Republican among young men aged 18 to 29 in just the last 2 years is at least in part due to Charlie Kirk. But I don't think it's political influence that was the reason that he was silenced. It's the principalities and powers behind the scenes wanted him silenced because he was effective at boldly proclaiming his faith in Jesus Christ. Now, remember this. Regardless of what the principalities and powers, cosmic rulers over this present darkness have in mind, they can't touch us unless God allows it. So even though we can't understand what his plans are in all of this, rest assured that God foresaw this and took it into account. And though they mean it for evil, God has meant it for good. Again, it is eye-opening for those of us seeing how many people in positions of authority, positions of responsibility over our children, accomplished professionals, medical professionals, educators, teachers, guidance counselors, people in the media, of course, we kind of expected that, felt comfortable in celebrating the death of this young man. They thought everybody inside their bubble would agree with them. They're probably more surprised than we are that there's been pushback, and that as of this recording, more than 1,000 people reportedly have lost their jobs or faced sanctions from their employers for publicly celebrating the death of another. Some have complained that this is a violation of their free speech rights. I mean, after all, Charlie Kirk was an advocate for free speech. Shouldn't I be allowed to proclaim my opinion for criticizing Charlie? No, this is not criticizing Charlie Kirk. This is celebrating an assassination, which is essentially a call for more political violence. That is not protected free speech. The enemy meant it for evil. God has turned it for good. Erica Kirk delivered a very moving, emotional 15-minute address to the country just the other night. And in 24 hours after her address, Turning Point USA, the organization Charlie founded and headed up, received more than 18,000 inquiries about how to start a Turning Point USA chapter on their college campus or at their high school. Prior to that, there were 9,000 chapters and 1,100 high school chapters. In other words, after Erica Kirk addressed the nation, it's possible Turning Point USA may triple in size. Let us pray that it is guided wisely and by the light of Jesus Christ. Topic number 4 today, the 9/10 prophecy. It may be a bit of clickbait, but this is a line of inquiry the FBI is following. What did people know, and I'm talking specifically now about the transgender and furry community, and when did they know it? The FBI investigating social media posts by at least 7 different accounts that appeared to indicate foreknowledge of Charlie Kirk's assassination. This is including the 3 people familiar with the investigation and screenshots obtained by the Washington Free Beacon, an online source that actually does journalism. The posts, one of which referenced the date of Kirk's assassination, September 10th, were all deleted in the days after the killing. Several of those accounts appear to belong to transgender individuals, and at least one of them followed suspect Tyler Robinson's roommate, Lance Twiggs, with whom Robinson was allegedly in a romantic relationship on TikTok, followed Twiggs on TikTok. The FBI has received archived copies of the posts And while the posts don't establish that any of them knew or conspired with Robinson, several of them mention Charlie Kirk by name and fantasize about his death. One of them posted on August 6th, 2 months before Kirk was assassinated, or about a month before Kirk was assassinated. A user posted, "September 10th will be a very interesting day." And then in a follow-up post, that same user posted, "I plead the fifth." And just moments after Charlie Kirk was proclaimed dead, another user by the name of Churbum75 posted to X, "We effing did it." The FBI's investigation is also examining whether pro-transgender groups knew about Robinson's plot in advance. This probe, reported by the New York Post, includes a look at a group called Armed Queers Salt Lake City, whose logo features high-caliber rifle bullets. Topic number 3 today, Qatar. Following the money, the Institute for the Study of Global Anti-Semitism and Policy has released a series of reports tracing the influence of money from the government of Qatar on our educational institutions here in the United States. Quote, "We've located over $100 billion in undocumented funds not declared by the institutions receiving them, from Qatar, i.e. the Muslim Brotherhood, to American universities. We found $10 billion at Cornell, $1.3 billion at Texas A&M. At Brown University, we found $1 billion in one program called the Choices Program, led by Professor Omer Bartov, a scholar of genocide, who is now arguing that Israel is committing a genocide," end quote. Surprise, surprise. $1 billion can buy a lot of influence on your research. Dr. Charles Small, who's the director of ISGAP, says Qatar is a regime swimming in money that is committed to the Muslim Brotherhood's ideology, which seeks to replace and destroy Western democracies. Islam in this context becomes a spiritual oath to the Muslim Brotherhood. In fact, the spiritual head of the Brotherhood for many years, Yosef Qaradawi, preached that the true believer, or the true Muslim, is obligated to complete the work of Adolf Hitler. Again, it's estimated that Qatar, besides the $100 billion that it's already invested, that they found in undocumented funds in American universities, has about $1 trillion to invest in influencing teaching at our universities. They estimate that as many as 8,000 schools are now using curricula developed by the government of Qatar. And for comparison, AIPAC, which is the American Israeli Political Action Committee, that's a political action committee that's accused of owning Congress. 2023 to 2024 spent $3 million lobbying our congressman. Last time I checked, and I'm pretty sure this is still true, $3 million is considerably less than $100 billion. Tell me again how Israel controls the United States. Item number 2 today, Sharia in Texas. An imam in the Houston area sparking outrage and concern. He's launched a campaign to pressure Muslim-owned stores to stop selling pork, alcohol, and lottery tickets because they are not halal. They are not allowed under Islamic law. This is Imam F. Qasim ibn Ali Khan of Masjid at Tawhid. He was captured in a video that's gone viral showing him confronting an employee at a convenience store and accusing him of selling haram, which means forbidden or under the ban, products forbidden under Islamic law. Khan leads a Nation of Islam-affiliated mosque. He's warning business owners that they will face boycotts and public protests if they refuse to comply. Now, look, as long as he's not advocating violence, he's within his First Amendment rights here in the United States. This is just the camel getting its nose under the tent, and surprising that it's happening in Texas. But you know what happens when the camel gets his nose under the tent? Eventually, it's all the way inside the tent, and then the tent collapses, which is the intent. Topic number 1 coming up. Do bears eat ice cream in the woods? Inquiring minds would like to know.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to remind you that Skywatch TV is a viewer-supported ministry, and right now your support helps us not only stay on the air, but also continue the mission through our networks and digital platform, reach areas of the world with the gospel message of Jesus Christ that are unable to financially support us. When you order the new book, Golgotha's Groaning, packed with stunningly unique biblical disclosures from Genesis to Revelation that will shake the end times world, we will send it to you as our gift for your donation of $25 or more. Now that includes free shipping to all U.S. addresses. So again, for your donation of only $25 or more, you'll receive Golgotha's Groaning with free shipping, and you'll be helping Skywatch TV continue reaching the world with the gospel. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity. You can also visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for Golgotha's Groaning right now.
Item number one today, not what law enforcement officers expected to find when they were called out in South Lake Tahoe over the weekend. According to the El Dorado County Sheriff's Office, a black bear was called to an ice cream shop at Camp Richardson in South Lake Tahoe, found a bear behind the counter there. The Sheriff's Office posted photos of the bear looking right at home behind the counter, adding that the report came in early Sunday morning that something was going on there. And they went in and found the bear. Didn't appear to have done much damage, but they said he seemed to show a real affinity for strawberry ice cream. They posted to their Facebook page, quote, "Thankfully, Fuzzy the Bear caused barely any property damage, and there was barely any cleanup." You see what they did there? I guess we now know the answer to the question. Yes, bears do eat ice cream in the woods, at least in California. This week in Skywatch TV, we're talking to Carl Gallups about his amazing book, Golgotha's Groaning. Joe Artis Horn hosting the program was honored to sit on the panel. Carl is a good friend of ours and a good friend of Skywatch TV, and his book is another jaw dropper. It shows us how even in the shape of the letters, the Paleo Hebrew, God knew right from the beginning that it would ultimately end at Golgotha, the place of a skull where Jesus was crucified. You can watch the program now at our website, skywatchtv.com, as where you can catch up on all the previous programs as well. You can also watch it over the air. Our broadcast schedule posted to skywatchtv.com/channels. Now, if you want us to broadcast on your schedule, we're happy to do it. Just add the Skywatch TV channel to your set-top box or smart TV, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, Roku, Google TV, Android TV. Just go to their app store, do a search for Skywatch TV, add that to your smart TV or set-top box, and we'll be there when you click the remote. We're also on the internet, youtube.com/Skywatch Television, at Skywatch Television. Please subscribe, share, click that bell for notifications, and hit the like button. We're also on Rumble, rumble.com/Skywatch TV, or you can download us to your mobile device, whether it's iOS, Android, or Amazon Kindle Fire, by downloading the free Skywatch TV mobile app. And we've got links to their app stores at our website, skywatchtv.com/app. Video on demand of all 16 messages from the recent Remnant Rising Conference in Springfield, Missouri, that featured all of us from Skywatch TV. Joe Artis Horn, his presentation on, well, child trafficking is very important. It basically explains why we do what we do with Whispering Ponies Ranch. Donna Howell on the coming great revival and how the messy ones will be the ones to lead it. Sharon K. Gilbert talking about how we're reliving the 1930s right now. And my talk on the War of the Watchers, how this conflict in Israel is all about who controls God's Mount of Assembly. In Hebrew, that is Har Moed, or Armageddon. That's what that's all about. It's all about Jerusalem. Much, much more, and you get permanent access when you sign up. You can do it at hearthewatchmen.com, hearthewatchmen.com, and save $10 with promo code OASIS, promo code OASIS. Still time to get on the bus for our tour of Israel. Sharon and I will be there October 19th through 30th. And we've got some exciting new locations on this tour. We're going to visit Samaria, the capital city of Ahab and Jezebel. We will see it for the first time for Sharon and me. And we'd like to show it to you because there's some very interesting teachings that we will share with you there. Some of the new hotels we're planning to visit. There's a wonderful site on the south end of the Sea of Galilee that we're looking forward to. We've never been there before. Also a site there called Tel Bet Yara, which means Temple of the Moon God. And it is just on shore from a recently discovered megalithic structure under 30 feet of water in the Sea of Galilee, which is estimated at about 60,000 tons of stone. For comparison, Stonehenge, 2,500. 2,500 versus 60,000. And nobody's really ever seen it because it's been underwater for a very long time. It wasn't when they built it, but it is now. We'll, of course, go to the places you want to see. Jerusalem, Nazareth, Shiloh to see the red heifers. We'll go to Bethel and see where Abraham and Lot parted ways, where Jacob built his pillar, where he saw the stairway to heaven. That and much more. In fact, we've got the itinerary now posted at our website if you want to get a look. gilberthouse.org/travel, gilberthouse.org/travel. Follow 5 in 10 online. We're on YouTube at 5 in 10. If you would, please subscribe, share, click that bell for notifications. Hit the like button, helps with the algorithm, as does you leaving your comments below. You can also follow us on X, formerly Twitter, at 5_in_10. And thank you for watching. As we keep watch, I'm Derek Gilbert. This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.